How do you know if you're overtraining? So there's a few telltale signs to see if you're overtraining, so let's chat about them. So the first sign would be just feeling overall fatigued, like throughout the day, throughout the week, just not feeling yourself, not having your usual energy. That is a clear sign that you're just doing a little bit too much, especially if it lingers for like weeks on end. Feeling overall fatigued, lethargic throughout the day, and just not feeling yourself is a really good sign that you're probably doing too much. The next sign of overtraining would probably be just less motivation to exercise, right? Less motivation to train. As you're, going to the gym, are you excited about training? Are you excited about, getting after it? Or are you just kind of feeling like it's a chore, like something you're doing? And, every day is not gonna be like a great day. You're not gonna feel great in every workout. But if that's happening constantly, if you're just feeling like you just have no motivation at all to train, that is a clear-cut sign that you might be overdoing it. Another sign would be just decreased overall performance. So if you're not seeing that you're progressing in your workouts, day to day, week to week, and that's, lingering for a long time, then that could be a sign that you're not recovering optimally. And so that could be a sign that you're overtraining. So I'm not saying that every workout, again, is gonna be amazing, but if you're not noticing that you're getting better, like you're getting an extra rep or a little bit more weight over time, that's gonna be a sign that your performance is decreased and you might be overdoing it a little bit too much. Okay, so the next sign would be overlapping soreness from session to session. So it's completely normal to have some soreness, especially after the session or the next day. But if you have continued soreness that's overlapping each session and it's not going away, that would be a sign that you're just not recovering optimally. So you need to make sure that you're paying attention to that, because if you're going into every session super sore, your muscles are not recovering, and so you're not gonna be able to add new tissue if your muscles are still trying to recover from the last stimulus that you had, right? So making sure that you are not sore every single time you go into your workout is gonna be super beneficial to make sure that the work that you're actually putting in the gym is gonna benefit, right? So another sign would be just overlapping soreness and making sure that you're, paying attention to that. Another sign of overtraining would be that you're just not getting muscle pumps. You're having poor muscle pumps, and what that means is that when you are training, you have blood flow, coming to your muscles, and they're kind of filling up, and you should feel like you have kind of tightness in your muscles. If you've ever, done bicep curls and you've done them to failure, you'll feel that they start to feel really, really tight. And so if you're not having good, muscle pumps, that could be a sign that you're overdoing it and you're not recovering properly. Another sign would be crappy sleep. So if you're just not getting good quality sleep, and if you're having trouble, falling asleep at night, if you feel, wired and tired is the saying they say, like you're super, super tired, but you just can't go to sleep, that is a sign that you might have a little bit more cortisol, floating around at times when it shouldn't be. So at night, cortisol is supposed to be lower and it's supposed to rise as you wake up in the morning. And so if your cortisol is kind of a little bit out of whack, that can cause issues with falling asleep. And we know that cortisol is kind of our overall stress hormone. And if your cortisol is chronically high, that could be a sign that you're overtraining or just doing too much. So some cortisol is good, we need it. Like cortisol should go up a little bit during training. That's a natural process. But if you have chronically high cortisol levels, that is a telltale sign that you might be overdoing it. And one of the ways to know that is if you are just feeling, wired and tired, like I mentioned, you're not able to sleep, you're not having good quality sleep. You wake up in the morning and you might have gotten like 7 hours of sleep, but you feel like you got 2, you just don't feel rested. So those are some signs that, you're not having good quality sleep, and that could just be due to overtraining or, under recovering. And last but not least, lots of irritability. So just getting annoyed with people that you might not be normally getting annoyed with, or you just get irritated by things that you're not normally irritated by. That's another sign that you might just be overdoing it with training. Obviously, there's a lot of other lifestyle factors that are gonna play into it. But if you have kind of lots of irritability, crappy sleep, and any of the other signs that I mentioned before that are kind of lingering, those would all be things that you want to address and make sure that you're just giving yourself ample time to recover, because our muscles are not built when we're training in the gym. They're built when we are recovering, when we're sleeping. So you're breaking your muscles down in the gym, and they're, building and recovering when you are sleeping, when you're not in the gym. And if you can't recover optimally, all of the hard work that you're putting in the gym is kind of just going to waste. So you need to make sure you're paying attention to recovery. You need to make sure that you're not overtraining, because it's just going to be a lot better for you in the long run. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to learn more about nutrition, fitness, or metabolic flexibility, you can check out our website, metflexlife.com. There you can find our podcast, MetFlex and Chill, our nutrition and exercise programs, our latest blog posts, free recipes, and much more.